Just fart.
No. Anyway, all right, we're back. That's gonna be the intro. The Graveyard Shift Movie Podcast. This week, talking about the Return of the Living Dead from 19.
Hey. Sorry, I keep interrupting him every time. It's a thing now.
From 1985, which last week I built up and said was my favorite horror movie of all time, and I think that after we all watch it, we can all agree that I was right, and now it's all your favorite horror movies as well.
There wasn't a single part that scared me.
It's not scary.
Anyway, this is a solid 10 out of 10 flick for me, boys. This is the
Hold on.
cream of the crop.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's
all
the
right.
term.
Okay, now what is going is okay. You objectively watch this movie and think it's a 10 out of 10, and this isn't just because it resonates with you personally. Blah 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 blah. Do you really think if you had to tell someone about this movie, you would say this is a 10 out of 10 movie?
Yeah, I would still build it up as being great.
Even though you told all of us that we'd probably hate it and all this other stuff, you still okay.
Well, listen, I know my circle here. I know what you guys like and don't like. I knew y'all wouldn't like this movie. Well,
Sure.
kinda. But yeah, this is the greatest movie of all time.
Of all time,
Of all time, yeah. But anyway, that's my Maverick. You don't remember half of it, but what do you got for us?
Like a rating, it would be.
No, a
Oh,
shoe.
shit.
Like, what do you like? We've done 16 of these.
Oh man.
It's not a fucking rocket science.
I know. I won't.
Rocket science, what?
Shut up.
Probably a 5. I might change it later on. We'll see.
Maverick is everything a 5.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to. It's not bad, but it's not like the best movie I've ever seen either. So I don't know. I'll probably end up changing it as we talk.
Tyler, I know you're right up there with me. This is probably another 10 for you. What's your score for this movie?
I'm going to give it an 8.
An 8. Solid. Bags, hit me with it.
I was gonna give it a 6 out of 10. It was cool. It wasn't scary at all, but yeah, it was a fun movie to watch.
When I was watching it, so I knew, obviously, I know this movie, and I knew it was a horror comedy, and like how the theme of it was. And I remember watching it, and I was like, I hope the guys don't go into it thinking it's like a straight horror or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so if you watch it and you buy into, okay, this isn't like this is like a fucking crazy comedy zombie movie, like you'll like it. But anyway, we're gonna get into spoiler talk for this damn near 40-year-old movie.
I think that you had to put yourself in like that time period, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think this would have been a somewhat scary movie back then.
Oh yeah.
Like now, yeah, it's nothing. Right?
You think so? You
Back
think it's
then.
scary then?
I'm looking it up right now, and like I guess apparently the first Freddy movie came out, or the second one, Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy's Revenge. Is that the second? Cat's Eye, which was a stupid movie.
Fucking Cat's Eye.
I'm just looking through here trying to look the Return of the Living Dead up. Fright Night.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I always wonder, like you said, if you go back to that time, like, is it scary? Like that movie I told y'all when I was like, oh, I'm watching this fucking horror movie from the 60s and it's terrible. I was watching it, I was like, I wonder if back then this was like terrifying, but just now it's just too old. But yeah, also as a kid, like I said, this movie kept me up every night of my life. So anyway, spoiler warning, go watch the movie, come back, listen to this, do whatever you want to do. But yeah, the Return of the Living Dead.
All right, let me start out. I paused this movie because I had to look something up, and it was bugging me the whole time. This isn't the Corey Taylor looking like that.
Yeah.
But do you remember the guy in the car? His name was Suicide.
Suicide, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was like 13 feet tall compared to everyone else.
Yeah.
He stands like he's tall as he's 6'5", which is like what, 2 inches taller than Bags.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like all those other people had to be really because he's standing there and he's like a giant to everyone. I was like, who's this 7-foot motherfucker? And I looked it up. He also died of leukemia, like at age 32.
What?
So,
damn.
Dang.
All
but
right.
I was like,
I think his name in the movie actually was Scuzz, by the way, even though
that's
Suicide.
a different guy. That's a different guy.
Is it?
Yeah,
you're talking
Scuzz
about the guy
was
with the chain from his ear to his.
Yeah, that's Suicide. Scuzz was the other punk rocker guy who gets pulled into the window and bit.
Oh, okay.
How do you not know this, man? I thought this was your jam.
I swear I thought his name was Scuzz.
Dropping knowledge.
Anyway, that dude was giant though, and like the whole time he's just complaining. He's like, "I do everything for you fucks." Well, you know what? Fuck you, man. Fuck you. I was like, what does he do? He gave him a lift in this shitty car.
Like, he seems so much older than everybody else, though. Like, he was like, I don't know, like 22 hanging out with like high schoolers. And I was like, look at this fucking loser, dude. He was the only one with a car, and it was beat to shit, too.
I think they're all the same age. They're just, that one guy had a car.
Maybe. I did like the, like, even though they were all a clique and they were all like looking the party and stuff, like they all had their different look. Like the two were like looked very similar, Scuzz and that guy, but then you had like the guy in the suit and tie, and like the girls were dressed different and stuff. So like no one like looked really the same. So
I think the two chicks and like the other guy, Scuzz, and maybe the black guy, they were all like part of one group.
Yeah,
but yeah, you're right. The other ones were a little different.
A little different. That dude, by the way, that you said looked like Corey Taylor, I didn't realize it as I was watching it. That dude plays Tommy Jarvis in fucking Jason Lives.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people say is the best Jason movie. Which obviously Jason X is superior, but Jason Lives is good too. But yeah, I totally didn't recognize it until later, and I was like, oh yeah, that was Tommy Jarvis. But so shout out to that guy.
How did you not know these things?
I don't know. I did know. You like how I didn't know Tommy Jarvis was in the movie, but the Miguel Alvarez or whatever, the black dude, I was like, oh yeah, that's the dude that ate enchiladas and gets killed in the porta potty. Like I knew he was in a Jason movie, but not Tommy Jarvis.
Ironically enough, the black guy is like super famous.
Is he really?
Yeah, like I hate back in the day they wouldn't have like the pool of talent that we have now, right? You'd have like token black guy or whatever. So you'd have like, I mean, that's just how Hollywood was. Like, and he was in a lot of things.
He was in a lot of stuff.
So
apparently he was homeless when they cast him in this movie.
Damn.
So shout out to him.
Was he really homeless, or was he like, I don't have my own place?
I watched the movie, and then right after, I watched the DVD commentary of the director and like the like cinematographer or something like that. But they were talking about when they cast him, like he was like couch surfing, like he didn't live anywhere. So I don't know if he was sleeping on the streets, but he didn't have like a home.
Yeah, well, a lot of those guys moved to California, and
yeah,
they're like sleeping on couches and shit.
Living in their cars. There's a lot of and especially like comedians, not related to the movie. Let's get back to
do you guys see, by the way, because when I was talking about it, I was saying how like you were saying, is this not a sequel to The Night of the Living Dead or whatever? And I was like, yes and no, but I didn't want to explain it. Now, obviously,
but they talk about it.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're like, "Oh, that was true," and we have some of the bodies in the basement and stuff. Yeah, which then he's like, obviously, me and Maverick were talking about it a little yesterday, but he's like, does this stuff leak? And he's like, this stuff don't leak. It's army shit, man. Slaps it immediately, gasses them. And they just started coughing.
For real, I wouldn't have even touched that shit.
No.
Hey, these things don't leak, do they?
Leak? Hell no. These things were made by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers.
Which, when that gas comes out, I totally forgot about the soundtrack for this movie. Like, that intro theme. It was bumping, though. It was, like, 80s, like, fucking synth or some shit. It was crazy. But, yeah, and that plays throughout the whole movie. It pops up a couple times. Including that other song, the party time song, when all the zombies pop up or whatever. I've always listened to that song, and I'm always like, oh, that's the Return of the Living Dead song. I was listening to the lyrics. That's about a 5-year-old girl getting murdered and raped by her mom and her friend. And I was like, Jesus Christ. When I was listening to it, I was like, good Lord. But, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, they went with some dark songs in this.
So, can we talk about the chick who just randomly gets naked and starts flash dancing on the
yeah,
tomb?
she just said fuck clothes and
Well, no. She said, have you ever thought about dying and the worst way to die? And I imagine a bunch of old men around me ripping me apart and biting me.
Yeah.
And then she jumps up and starts dancing.
First, they would start with my shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the line when she pulls off her shirt and then you hear the dude being like, hey, let's get some light over here. Trash is taking off her clothes again.
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
And she's up there flash dancing, getting naked, and everyone they're just sitting there like dancing and stuff. And I was like, this has to be like an everyday thing. Who like?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He
tired of seeing this.
There was that the director of that movie. He was like, yeah, I totally did this just because I assumed all guys would go see the movie. And, like, I was like, let's just have the naked chick or whatever. And then he was like, it was, like, split 50-50 when I went to see it with women and dudes. And so he's like, I'll never make that mistake again. He's like, from now on, if a chick's getting naked, you're seeing some dick.
Well, I thought you would have seen some dong from the guy in the barrel.
Yeah.
Like, I was waiting. Or the cadaver who comes running out in this, like,
I think you get a flash.
Why was he yellow, though? I don't understand. He was yellow.
That's how cadavers look, apparently.
I don't think so.
The guy was talking about, you went and looked at cadavers, and they all had this yellowish look, so that's just the look he went for.
That dude was straight up in, like, a suit, right?
That dude's nicknamed the Yellow Man, by the way. Which, kind of racist, but...
I mean, it was a dude who was yellow.
Yeah. Little do you know, he's from Asian descent, though, this movie.
Well, you just made it racist.
Yeah.
How dare you assume
there's totally a shot, by the way, of when that dude has his head cut off, where you can see his back, and you can see they totally just molded like
another back on top of it.
Yeah, on top of his face or whatever, yeah. Which I didn't catch until I was watching the commentary. And I was like, oh, look at that. You can totally see how he does it. That was one of my favorite parts of the whole movie, by the way, is so they get him down, and they pickaxe him, and it doesn't kill him. And the dude playing Ernie, or whatever, is just freaking out. And then the guy, the main boss, Bert, gets up, and he's, like, walking away. And Ernie goes, where are you going? What are you doing? Oh, God! Oh! And he comes back and starts sawing off his head. And I was like, man, that's great.
Hold him down now, hold him down. What are you going to do? Be a man, Frank, be a man. Son of a bitch.
I forgot how much that dude freaks out in this movie.
Yeah.
That was the worst part of the movie.
That was the best
The whole time, both of them are sick.
Mm-hmm.
And every time it cuts to them and they're moving them or touching them or talking to them, they're just screaming the whole time.
Yeah.
Ah! Like, the whole time. I'm like, yeah, we get it. We get it. Stop showing them. Like...
Well, eventually they get a fucking rigor mortis. Like, every time you move them, you hear them, like, their bones cracking and stuff. Yeah. Which, that was another, like... one of the things I always remember about this movie is the when they're checking the pulse And they're like, 71 degrees, room temperature. And they're like, you're dead. You're not alive. Which, I don't think I've ever seen that in another movie where, like, just the gas alone, like, kills them. Or, you know, something besides the zombie can kill you. Which they're very loose on how the zombie rules work in this movie. Because, like, the dude gets bit in the head and he has that crazy blood spray when the, like, lady breaks in half and comes in with him. And, like, the other dude gets eaten, his head eaten in the basement by the tar man dude. None of those guys come back as zombies, but somehow the naked lady comes back as a zombie. And the Freddy dude comes back as a zombie. So they're very loose on how these rules work here.
Did they ever establish how to kill them? Because I don't think they did.
There's no way to kill them. You
That's
just had
bullshit.
to destroy the body. A nuke apparently will do the job.
Oh yeah, that's true. They did. That's the end of the movie, which I think is kind of lazy. They said, "Fuck him, I'm gonna nuke them all."
Yeah, they did. But
it wasn't the end.
Yeah, then it just rains again, and you see it dripping down into the caskets.
The exact same scene.
The same shot. It was the same
scene with the same skeleton popping out and everything. Which, yeah, you know. This movie, they talk about in the commentary, like, they had a low budget for everything. But then I looked at it, and, like, it wasn't that low.
You got numbers here?
Yeah, it was $4 million. So, like, it's not a lot, but, like, compared to other movies we've watched.
How much?
Like, $4 million.
This is in 1985.
Yeah, right?
That's a lot of money.
Then. Yeah.
That is a crazy budget. That's probably like 50 million in today's terms, right?
Something like that, yeah, with influctuation. It made 14 million in box office, by the way. But yeah, and they were talking about, you know, shots that they wanted and shots they couldn't do because of the budget. But yeah, I was like, we watched movies that had way less of a budget that, you know, so, you know, whatever. So,
I mean, we haven't watched Blair Witch on here yet. But
we haven't.
Wasn't Blair Witch like 30 grand?
I think so. It was something like that, yeah. It was like a student
That's kind of like the, you know, Holy Grail or whatever, right? Like,
yeah. Same thing I think Paranormal Activity had a beat. I think Paranormal Activity was like 10 grand or something. I think it was the cheapest thing to make.
Well, how much was Willow, whatever?
I don't
Willow
remember.
Creek.
Yeah, Willow Creek, Maverick God.
That was pretty good.
But I mean, this movie had a lot of like practical effects. It was really good.
Yeah.
So, like I said, and it had like 7 storylines in one. Which I really, really thought was cool. It let the zombies talk.
Yeah, that was wild.
And like think and stuff. Like you were still a person. I'm going off a rant here because I don't think y'all have seen it.
Okay.
But Duncan Trussell, whatever his name is, Joe Rogan's buddy, has a show on Netflix where like it's like a cartoon. I can't remember the name of it. This is horrible. Hopefully you'll put it in after, like right here on the screen. But there's a zombie part where they're like trying to escape the zombies and everyone's getting turned into zombies. And then at the very end, like they all get turned and it's like 10 times better than being alive. They're like, this is great. We don't have to worry about nothing. Like everything's good. You know, we don't have any needs. We don't need this or that. And they're like, this is amazing. And I think that it might be cool to be a zombie.
Well,
because what do you lose other than the pain that you gain?
The pain from being dead.
Brains.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be cool, but
because think about Freddy. He was laying there like, and then he died, and he like backflipped up or whatever.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite shots of the movie. Is when Freddy dies and you see his eyes like drop down, and then they like shoot back up, and you're like, oh shit, Freddy's back. Yeah, and then he just goes crazy. And like, what's he say? He's like, I can smell your brains.
Your delicious brain.
Yeah. I never noticed it when I was little, but watching the back, that dude in the attic with her was totally going to shoot her in the head. So she didn't have to get eaten. Yeah, I was like, oh shit.
He just like slowly moved the gun. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? I was like,
I didn't see that at all.
Yeah, if you, it'll be playing here. He totally is inching the gun towards her head. And I was like, oh god.
He puts it behind her head like And I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
what's he doing?
Which I don't. Who knows if he even got the shot off? Because at the end, that shot was crazy. I totally forgot about it. Where Freddy
It was
busts
great.
in, and
It
it's
was
slow
great,
mos, and it Lisa, and then like, but the nuke's dropping. So I don't know if he even got a chance to shoot before they blew up.
Let's not say slow mo. That was literally freeze frame.
It was like it was crazy though. It was really good.
I got the guys on the phone with the government. He's like, "It'll be all right."
Yeah,
It'll be good.
he says they have a contingency plan. I wonder what that is. You're like, oh no.
Yeah, he's like, "You hear that?" So
Yeah. But hey, real quick, I'll give you this too. We were talking about that lady dancing naked and stuff. I was listening to the commentary, and they talked about when she was dancing naked, like the main producer of the movie decided to visit set that day, and he was watching it, and in the original take, she like had pubes showing and stuff, and he was
Did she
like,
really?
yeah, he was like, what is this? He's like, you can't make this, and so they had her go and like shave, like smooth, and then come back, do it again. And he's like, it's even worse. Now there's nothing, like, blocking anything. So they had her wear, like, a flesh-colored G-string or whatever for that shot. Which the director was real mad about. He's like, the way I filmed it, you couldn't see anything anyway. but yeah.
girls back then had like nice little booties, like little heinies, like shining at the heinies. Like they were, like I don't know how to describe it.
Lena Quigley played Trash, by the way, which she's in a bunch of shit. She's one of those people titled as like a scream queen. She gets naked and everything too.
What other movies was she in for research purposes?
That great, but yeah.
Originally, Trash was supposed to be played by the other girl, in the movie, with the blue hair and stuff. Which apparently the director was at a strip club and she was stripping, and he was like, "Hey, I got this perfect movie role for you," but she didn't wanna. She was tired of stripping apparently, so she was like, "I'll play the party girl." She doesn't want to play the naked girl. But then I read an interview with her where she was like, "Yeah, you see, hold on." She was like, if I would have done the dance, we would have got an X rating. She was like, Lena, you know, she's not as sexual. She didn't have a wow body or much of anything sexual about her. I had more of a sexual thing. And I was like, how are you more sexual than what I saw? What does that mean?
I think she was trying to say that the lady was a rookie.
That's what.
That she was a professional.
Yeah.
She would have been able to like entice the camera.
It kind of rubbed me the wrong way though. I was like, what kind of? It seemed like she was kind of talk shit behind the chick's back or something. I don't know, but I don't like it.
Let's be honest. Like you watch this movie and you're like 11 or something. Mm-hmm. You probably had some sort of like childhood crush. That was the first woman you've probably ever seen.
Hey, pausing the VCR. Am I right, boys?
All day, but I'm just saying, like, you know, like you feel like she's somewhat to you.
I just thought it was. I'm flustered. Yeah, so I don't know. I just thought it was kind of the thing.
Because I agree, the girl with the blue hair was like 10 times hotter than she was. Yeah.
I seem to remember that my voice got really high there. I seem to remember that she had more of a role in this movie after she gets in the building with the guy with the suit and tie or whatever. But like they sort of disappear from this movie for like 30 minutes. Which I totally forgot about too. When the zombie like comes, that scared me. It actually gave me a jump when the zombie comes running through the window and then grabs the phone and chucks it against the wall, yeah. So they can't.
That was the worst part of the movie
when he chucks the phone.
Because okay, you have this zombie guy. Well, if y'all haven't seen it, they go in this office and they're going to use the phone, and then the zombie comes like just flying through the window.
Yeah.
And then he jumps through the window, and they go, "Oh no!" And they run out and they close the door, but it's like the old timey news door.
Totally
has a huge window on it.
Yeah, totally could have.
I'm like, why doesn't he just jump through this one? And then he just starts like knocking, and I'm like, what is? You could have just thrown the phone through it. And it was. I was like, I don't get it. So.
But yeah, but when he crashed through the window, I was like, ah.
Yeah. All right, hold on. So this is Thomas's favorite movie of all time.
Favorite horror movie.
all the zombie lines from memory.
All the zombie lines?
Yeah. Everything the zombies. Well, let's leave out the lady. But all the zombie lines other than the tied up lady.
Other than brains and shit?
Yeah, well, I mean,
it was send more paramedics. It was send more cops. It was I don't know.
Well, never mind. This kind of fails because you got to go through Cindy or Nancy.
Fucking hell, Lisa. I don't know. Can we talk about, by the way, the crazy shot of when the what's the embalmer dude? What's that title? What's the title of his? Mortician, yeah. When the mortician dude comes walking out to the ambulance and he like closes the door and the dude's eating brains, but he's like missing his legs and he gets up on like hobbles.
Yeah, it's like a little
yeah, it was the weirdest shit.
Yeah, and I was like, holy shit. That shot. I'll real quick before you go into this. That shot alone of the dude turning on his lights in the ambulance and all the zombies standing there in the light or whatever. That shot was the single most terrifying thing I'd ever seen in a movie when I was younger. I remember it scared me so much whenever I saw it.
Can we talk about the 3-minute scene where we had to sit there and watch the mortician cut his pants off?
Cut his pants off? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what the point of that was, but yeah, he's just snipping away for like 3 minutes. And then he's like, alright, let's take care of your problem.
Oh, if we send stuff in Discord, it pops up in the video, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. But yeah, there was a bunch of like things like that. Like I felt the dude's pain of the guy who like owned the warehouse.
Uh-huh.
And he's trying to ask that dude to burn the body, and he just can't bring it up. He's like,
yeah.
Rabid weasels.
They're fucking weasels, dude.
Hey,
and it just totally gives up on that 30 seconds later. He's like, listen, okay, I'm going to show you, but you got to promise me.
Yeah.
Okay?
He's like, I don't think I can do that. I kind of like the mortician. He was like my favorite person.
The mortician was pretty cool. As I was
He was
watching
scrapped,
it,
boy. Only motherfucker out here with
he did. Just pull out a gun.
He said,
on
motherfucker. Oh, he snuck up on me. I didn't even come in.
The weird thing is, I don't know what gun that is. It looks like a Luger.
It's a
like
Luger.
It does. With like an ivory handle.
Here's the thing. I was watching it, and he's listening to like this German music, and like he speaks German at some point. He has the gun, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, this is kind of weird. And then as I'm listening to the commentary, that dude was totally supposed to be an escaped Nazi from Germany.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit. Yeah.
It looked like a Luger, but not like the classic one that you would see in like.
It's a German Walther.
Walter?
P30.
It's Walter? Yeah.
And then I was looking at it, and it's like he has a picture of Eva Braun in his morgue. Refers to a rain, all this shit. They're talking about, he's a... But anyway, yeah, and the director was totally like, yeah, he's supposed to be an escaped Nazi. I was like, Jesus Christ.
They said that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
This was 25 years ago?
85, so... Yeah, 25.
Well, he was...
No.
Dude
35.
was saying...
35.
Dude, who owned the thing said they were friends for 25 years.
Yeah.
So how could he be an escaped Nazi if they've been friends for 25 years?
Because this movie took place in 84, yeah, so it was in the 60s.
Yeah, that's not...
Okay.
This World War II is really hard on you, man. Like, this is too bad.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Because it was. You were scrubbing that toilet, remember? Like...
This movie reminded me of my own work an awful lot too, where they literally, my own work, my own job, where they literally have dead people running around. They have the dog laying on the ground that the dude hits with a fucking.
He beats the piss out that dog, man. You could hear it like whining.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my god.
All this and all Bert cares about. They're like, call the army. And he's like, you know what the fucking army would do to this place? Our business would be ruined. And I was like, the business, it doesn't matter anymore, homie. What did he say? He was like, think of the company. The dude was like, fuck the company.
He said, "Watch your mouth if you want this job."
Yeah,
this
like,
job.
Yeah, right.
I really like that guy. I don't remember his name. Yeah.
He apparently they hired him the day before shooting. They didn't have anyone to play Bert, and they hired him.
Too.
He's super famous. Also apparently super like violent, and like would have angry outbursts and just like hit people.
Jesus Christ.
And the pipe that he uses in the movie at some point was a real pipe to begin with, but then they swapped it out with like a fake one because the people were afraid of him swinging it around.
Yeah, they were all swinging
shit. We're talking about two different people. You're talking about the guy who owns the place, right?
I'm talking about Bert, yeah, the owner.
I'm talking about the guy who got the gassed with home.
Freddie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Freddie and Frank? Is that
Freddie and Ernie.
Because I'm pretty sure Freddie's in a lot of Seinfeld episodes too.
He might be. I don't know. Bags is the expert on this.
The kid?
No, the other one. The other guy. The guy with the
Ernie,
kid.
the guy screaming and stuff the whole time.
Is his name Ernie?
Yeah. I only know that because Bert and Ernie.
I'll look into it.
Yeah.
Word.
That Bert dude has a line too near the beginning where he's leaving, and he goes, "If anything happens, don't name it after me." Like, walks out, and I was like, "That wasn't very funny, Bert."
Ernie is the mortician.
Oh, okay.
I'm just looking for
Yeah.
the people now.
Also, the drug apparently that causes zombies. Did you guys catch what it was supposed to be used for?
Yeah, to get rid of weed.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, it was supposed to be sprayed on marijuana. I was like, what kind of weed were they making?
Yeah, that was that good shit.
Yeah. I watching the back too. Obviously, you know, I knew that girl, when she goes down in the basement, she runs into the tar man dude. I knew she would run back up and go through the stair or whatever. And watching the back, I was like, I wonder if they build up to that at all. And as soon as they go down the stair, the guy's like, mind the third step, it's a bitch. And I was like, ah. Yeah. That was another one of the things that girl totally didn't know that she was going to go through that stair.
Really?
They had sabotaged it. So she goes running. She's just thinking she's supposed to go up. And then she goes down through the stair. And apparently, like, she was very upset.
I would be too, the fuck? And she could have bit her own tongue off or something. Just, like, face planting into the goddamn thing. Mm-hmm. That would be some shit.
Yeah.
Alright, he wasn't in Seinfeld, I don't think.
Oh, no.
What year was your Volvo, Tom?
It was a 99.
Oh, a 99. I saw 2004 for 1200.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Where the hell is this coming?
Sorry.
The fuck?
I just saw it. I had to ask.
Here's another little fun fact. Some of the zombie extras were paid bonus to eat real calf brains in the film. Dan O'Bannon, that's the director, didn't want the actors to do anything he wasn't willing to do, so he ate some of the raw calf brains as well to show them that it was alright.
It's a delicacy, though. Like, you,
it is a delicacy.
You, like, smash it into this, like, pudding. Like, almost like a mashed potato.
Yeah, what's it called?
A pate. So, I don't know, like, the French term.
Is it just human brains that you're not supposed to eat?
You're not supposed to eat any brain.
They draw a line of human brains.
Yeah.
What's that?
You can eat any brains, but human brains, it's just cannibalism. So
they draw the line at, no, it's mammals. You're not supposed to fuck with mammals' brains. But they say eating anything's brains, because that's where all the heavy metals and stuff are stored.
Well, yeah, and I'm thinking, what's that thing you get? It's like mad cow's disease from eating, like, bad brains or whatever.
Bad brains, but good brains.
Bad brains.
Mad cow disease, yeah, they say that's what it does, but... I mean,
well, what's a mammal? Because people eat pig's brain. Is a pig not a mammal? It's been a while.
I'm pretty sure pig is.
I think they have club feet.
It's a mammal for sure.
No, because mammals have appendages or toes and fingers.
I don't think that's how it's classified.
Hey, by the way, getting back to the movie a little bit.
I think mammals have hair, and I don't think pigs do.
Speaking of mammals,
we'll see.
When he brings in the bags and he's like, it's rabbit weasels or whatever. The things moving the bags around, they just had those monkeys that have the symbols. And they just took the symbols off their hand. Yeah, and they're just in the bag moving around. Yeah, I thought that was real funny. They were real upset watching the commentary. You remember the shot where he climbs up the stairs or the steps to look out the window to see if the light's still on to the mortician dude? And
And
he's
he
like, yeah,
cleans
he's
the
still in.
window.
Yeah, they were like, we wanted a headlong shot so you could see the building he's talking about, but like we couldn't afford it. So he's like, so we just got this shitty scene of him wiping down the window and looking out the window.
There's another part that confused me when they ran for the cop car.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, "Oh, we can't save him. We got to go around. We'll call whatever."
Yeah.
And like everywhere they went, they just ran into more people, and it seemed like they were driving for 10 minutes just to go next door to their place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
where are they going?
It was weird, man.
That scene was crazy when they tried to take off and they get in the street and then there's like 100 more zombies just there. And he's like, oh shit.
Why didn't he just plow through them?
That's what I was thinking. But then at the same time, I was like, these actors probably don't want to get ran over. So
there's totally, watching it, there's totally a shot where when he backs up to go turn, you can see the cameraman or whatever in the back seat, like filming.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I was like, look at that. So shout out to that cameraman.
Cameo.
Yeah. The Tarman zombie, by the way, I didn't remember what ended up happening to him. And then he just gets his head knocked off with a baseball bat when he comes up the stairs. But apparently he returns in Return of the Living Dead 2.
They made a second one. Wow.
Yeah.
And then he makes a cameo in Return of the Living Dead 3.
There's a third?
It's a trilogy. They make 3 of them. I don't think there's an intertwining story, but there's 3 of them. I've never watched the other 2, but hey, they're out there. Which on the cover of the third one, if you pull up the Return of the Living Dead 3, it looks like the goth girl who gets turned into a zombie. Like, and then she like looks like a vampire or something. She's got like
she's real white. No, her whole body's just fucking white as hell.
I've seen that third one.
Oh yeah.
Like basically the plot is like this guy's girlfriend dies in the beginning of it, and he uses that stuff to bring her back.
Oh, no.
But it goes very wrong.
I would imagine.
Well, that's what I was getting at earlier. Like, you know how everyone turns into a zombie and they still have the same mind and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, not to put y'all in like a moral quandary or whatever.
Okay.
But like, say like your love of your life, or your sister or your daughter died, and you could just spray them with this gas, right?
Yeah.
And then kind of like Shaun of the Dead, like he does with his buddy.
Keeps a fucking
keeps
Pete
a chain
or
up
whatever.
in the shed. Yeah.
No, Pete was the brother. Ed, whatever his name was.
It's not the same though.
Why? I mean,
they're in like constant pain, and all they want is brains. So, but I mean, they could talk to you, I guess.
I'm just saying though, like think about it, like the implications. You could like use it for anything. Like say we find Thomas murdered, right? We just squirt, spray him with some stuff. Hey, buddy, who shot you? And he'd be like, "It was you." I'm like, "Oh," like, and you run out.
Shot you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a Pet Cemetery. Like, even though just start burying all my dead people and stuff.
Pet Cemetery, like they change.
Yeah, they do change.
Yeah, they never come back the way you want them to. Anyway, I was trying to be
Judd
or whatever his name was. Yeah, Pepper Pot, remember?
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, that Tarman zombie was fucking crazy. I forgot how like his eyeballs look like those gummy eyeballs that you can get in candy stores. They look like that. I was like, oh shit, that dude.
I actually liked the tar guy. Like, I thought that was really well done.
Yeah, I did.
It wasn't bad.
Like the look they went for, but like I said, that dude. Like, I have the shirt with him and shit. Like, Tarman was this movie.
Strange flex, but all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
His fucking when the dude pulls back the curtain and he's like, more brains or whatever. Like, I remember that forever. That's always the line that I remembered. Yeah. But
Silence.
Silence again. Yeah.
Thomas like just realized how like sad his life is. He's like, I have this shirt.
No, I was looking through.
See?
I was looking through fucking like the behind the scenes shit, and I realized that I had talked about it all.
You think you could have shown these zombies?
Oh, for sure.
Dude.
Well, no, because they cut that one dude's head off, and his body was just walking around.
Well,
I was
yeah, but
confused as shit.
remember, she like cut off their jaw or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they couldn't bite.
Oh yeah. Maybe
I don't know. They were a lot smarter than Walking Dead zombies.
they were
Like,
yeah.
dude was talking and shit.
It-
That's what killed the zombies for me. They could talk, and dude wrapped the chain around that like cabinet where
That was
Homegirl
crazy,
sitting
and
in.
he pulls.
And I
open
was
the
like,
door,
dude,
yeah.
what the fuck? They're actually
He's-
smart.
Yeah, he's smart. I mean,
How about
How
the
long-
one zombie dressed up as a cop?
Yeah, and he just
Yeah.
and they all jump out and
well,
fucking
I mean, that was the cop,
guerrilla
but yeah.
tactics. though.
It was, yeah, but I like to believe it was a zombie who put on the cop outfit.
I like to think that's the start of a next like buddy cop movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one's a paper pusher, the other one's a recently turned zombie. Like, and it's the hijinks or whatever.
It never made sense to me as a kid how smart the zombies were, and then I got more familiar with the Night of the Living Dead, and they're not like this, but they like can stick things in doors to pry them open and stuff, and so this movie was written by the co-creator or whatever of Night of the Living Dead, and they both what's his face George A. Romero he did Dawn of the Dead. And then this guy wrote Return of the Living Dead, and they split off in the two different directions.
Which one was a bigger success?
Oh, that's a hard question. Like this one, I think is more culty, successful, and Dawn of the Dead, I think maybe is more mainstream. But
Well, I think Dawn of the Dead is like heralded as like a like masterpiece, right?
Mhm.
Like a work of art.
I've never seen the original Dawn of the Dead.
Get the fuck off the pack podcast. Just close your shit right now. No, but it's considered like Gone with the Wind. Like it's in like horror Hall of Fame or whatever.
Yeah.
This one is just like a frolicking good time, you know?
Yeah, which the guy said the director was like, director was like, I didn't want to step on George A. Romero's toes. He's like, that dude had his thing. I didn't want to come in and be like, no, I'm doing that. So he's like, I went for a comedic, fun time route or whatever. Which, yeah, so. There was another line in the beginning where it's after the dude leaves and he does the hat joke when he's like, don't name it after me. Where the dude's showing off like the half dogs or whatever. And Freddy like, at the dogs. And dude's like, don't fool around, asshole. Like,
Yeah, he was like, you're still new, bud, or whatever.
yeah, and I was like,
You're
what?
here to learn or something.
Yeah, but yeah. When they're driving down the road to the first time you see him, and they like blast the music, and they're having some argument, and dude like turns around and is choking Miguel Alvarez or whatever. You could tell this movie was old, how they mixed the volume. I could not hear what those people were saying. The music was way too loud for me to understand what they were arguing about.
Did you just call that guy Miguel Alvarez?
His name's like
Isn't that the Oz character?
Yeah, like
Is that the dude from Oz?
I'm pretty, isn't it? Like the guy who
I know Alvarez.
escapes and then he gets caught again. And everything.
Yeah, spoilers.
Yeah, that's
Miguel Nunez. That's who I was saying.
that's the guy who was also in Freddy, or not Freddy,
And
Jason.
Jason, yeah.
That's why I was like, wait a minute, I don't know.
He has a weird interaction where they're gonna go to the car, and he's like, "All right, I'll drive," and then Bert's like, "No, I'll drive," and he goes, "Fuck you."
But no, the other dude's like, no, fuck you. You're like,
And I was like, "Why did you get so mad?"
We're ignoring the best part of this movie.
Son of a bitch, the motor's still running. Good, I'll drive. No, I'll drive. Hey, fuck you.
And that's when Suicide was in the graveyard. And he was like, people don't understand me. And naked ladies rubbing on every part of his dick. And he was like, we're in a cemetery. Have some class.
Have some respect for the dead.
Yeah.
fucking shoves her off.
Yeah.
I
It was good, man.
It'd be
She
Mario
was dry
Brothers
humping
all
the
up in
fuck out of him. His leg was slimy, man. Naked out.
It's not good disgusting, man. Come on, have some respect for the dead.
But yeah.
There's a lot of just weird stuff. Like that dude who's trying to smash Homegirl the whole movie. And like they're alone and she's like, I never liked you or whatever. I was like, God, guys can't catch a break. I was like, Maverick's gonna get depressed. This is like his life.
Yeah.
Yep, that's me, man.
I seem to remember like that for some reason I thought the zombies like the zombies in the graveyard, I thought they came a lot quicker before, but it takes like 50 minutes for them to fucking pop up.
It's a short movie too, like an hour and a half.
It's an hour and a half, yeah.
Yeah, this thing felt like 3 hours to me.
Like
when it started raining and they're in the car and I was like,
acid
okay,
rain.
we get it.
The skin burns.
I was like, yeah, it was a smart move to get naked, right?
You like that? You like it at the end when when the dude's like, oh yes sir, less than 4,000 casualties, we did good. There have been some reports of burning rain sensations, but that should be nothing. And I was like, ooh.
No, I thought the burning rain was going to kill everybody, right? Like everyone was getting infected.
Yeah.
But it was just burning rain, so
yeah. This movie is basically the end of the world, right? The zombies are just gonna come up everywhere.
Well, no, you figure once it hits the coasts, it'll
maybe
can't go nowhere. Yeah.
There was the one thing that looking at, I was like, they had the one scene earlier on in the movie with the army guy who came back and he's like, what are we having for dinner? And she's like, your favorite lamb chops. And he's like, I had that shit for lunch or whatever, right? And like you see like he has the system and they allude to, oh, we're still looking for the pods or whatever, right? But like you never see that guy again in the movie until they call the army. And I'm like, I don't know if you needed the scene before where you're just insulting the lamb chops. But
I think he was supposed to show like he was miserable because they were looking for this for 30 years or whatever.
Maybe.
But yeah, I'll tell you what, that guy who nukes Kentucky was Johnny on the spot. He was so happy to get that phone call.
Yeah, he was like, yeah.
So excited,
you know, and he was like, I'm gonna kill a bunch of my friends.
Yeah.
So I was like, what? This is weird. So
yeah.
But it was, like I said, it's a really good movie. I knew going in that it was going to be a shit movie just because of the age of it, right?
Yeah.
Because you're like watching this and the way the people are dressed and the way they're acting and they're like, eat my shorts, man. You know, and shit like that. And, you know, go choke a chicken, you know.
Yeah.
That was a good one, man.
Yeah. Apparently that lady didn't know what go choke a chicken meant. So it took like 80 shots, and they were like, listen, you're talking about jerking off. She's like, oh.
That's the stripper, right?
That's the stripper. I was like, how do you not know? Yeah.
She's like, I'm real slutty. I don't ever... So,
we're missing my favorite line, too, is the when they have the lady tied down, and she's like fucking swapping and swipping around or whatever. And the dude's like, don't be afraid. And Miguel Nunez is like, I'll bust it in the damn head.
Yeah. He had a lot of one-liners that I was like, what the fuck? Why?
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. I'll bust it in the damn head.
He said a lot of random shit.
Well, no, the best part is when everyone leaves him. And he's like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Because he's like, get some nails in the head. Oh! And they all like run off and he's just there holding the door.
Yeah.
So.
But
I don't know. We could probably do this whole movie, act the whole thing out, but
let's get a GoFundMe going so we can remake the Return of the Living Dead.
I'll start it if Mav plays the naked girl.
Ah, yeah, he's got to do the whole dance with the
what do you
that?
Oh, I thought you were like you were upset.
I was disappointed. I don't get to play.
Like, it's the role I was born to play.
Yeah.
So. I don't know. I don't think this movie's good enough to remake. I might have watched a remastered version. I wonder how different that was.
I didn't. I couldn't tell anything.
Well, you didn't see the radio.
Yeah, the only thing is I think I read something where the remaster, they had to replace some of the songs. But I think the ones that were important were still in the movie. So it was just like background songs that didn't make it in, or whatever.
Yeah, I can't tell you a single song.
What? You mean you can't tell me
Party?
the Do You Want to Party? There was the one where she's dancing and it's like, tonight we'll make love till we die.
Still don't know it. yeah.
Yeah.
You wasted that copyright strike. Yeah.
That'd be crazy if I get a copyright strike for me singing the song.
That's
But,
what they do now.
there was something so, as a kid, scary to me is that all those police just got taken out in like a second by all
Yeah, they got
all the
fucked.
zombies.
Well, let's be honest. These zombies had like fucking expert tactics.
Yeah, they did.
They were using guerrilla tactics.
Guerrilla
man.
warfare.
Yeah, but these are just zombies. These are normal people. They don't have like this in them.
Yeah.
It'd be different if it was like a zombie army or something, but it's just, I mean, they have midgets and shit, man. They had half a lady tied to a table. Like, it's not like they had like these strategic people, you know.
That lady, I'm telling you, she had the best like effect when she bit that dude's head, and it was just squirting all over the place. I was like, oh shit.
I don't know if that lady talks like that or if it was like a special way they had her talking,
I assume that's a special way.
like an effect.
She
or
sounded like
whatever.
an alien at one point.
She sounded really cool.
Yeah.
She was like, "We don't feel," and stuff, and it was like, I don't know, it was cool. I kind of felt sorry for her. I was like, untie old no leggies. you
Yeah,
know?
I did too. I always felt bad for that lady.
That was a trick. I was just seeing if you were a zombie sympathizer.
You got me. Yeah.
So, but I don't know, like, it was good. Like I said, it's not an Oscar or nothing, but going into this, I didn't have high expectations, and it met all the expectations I set. So,
Yeah. Like I said, I'm sure that like my childhood memories still affect how I look at it, but this isn't just me as a being like, oh, as a kid, this was my favorite movie. I legitimately, when I watch it, I still like loved it. So,
but like, this is our wheelhouse, right? Like, if you showed this to your girlfriend, Bags, you think she would enjoy it?
Probably not.
Yeah, right. I think if I showed this to anybody that wasn't us,
yeah.
like, you have to be like a fan of society and shit like that to like, or I've at least seen it to like be like, yeah, this is cool. This is kind of, you know, wah wah wah, you know, like. But you showed it to some normal person. No offense.
I was very
Yeah.
upset at the lack of greenhouses in this movie as well. That's what this movie was
Nonsense.
really missing.
Well, they had a green guy though
They
in a house. Does that count? A
Maybe.
greenhouse guy?
Yes.
Green guy.
I'm going to
house?
be honest, guys. Just about a minute ago, I realized we hadn't slipped in that reference, and I started to panic. I was like, I have to find somewhere to put it. So that's what I went with. I hope you enjoyed it.
I don't know. Like, I remember Facts, you sneaking in little things here.
No.
The only part is this movie needed is a guy getting blasted out of something, just so Maverick could have used his perfect quote.
Oh, this motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
How about the dude? How about the dude? I totally forgot that he fucking incinerates himself so he doesn't turn into a zombie.
Yeah, I was like, man.
I've been waiting to bring that up.
Yeah.
He was like, he took his ring,
Mm-hmm.
did a little prayer, then just hopped in that motherfucker. And I was like, oh
He
shit.
was screaming as he was climbing
Yeah.
in. I was like,
Yeah. Did you notice earlier when he was like, some favor, I could operate that thing myself, and then later burns himself up.
Well, I remember when I guess there's too many stupid names in this. I guess Frank, the evil guy who gets the acid in the face.
That's Freddy.
Okay, when Freddy like freaks out, they come in to like tackle him, whatever. If you look in the back, it shows him like escaping.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he like
Yeah,
runs out while no one is there.
Yeah, so they lock him in there, and they're like, if you stay, we gotta lock the door, right? But then it turns out it doesn't matter, because they come running the second she starts screaming, and then lets out, like, the infected guys. And I was like, oh, man.
Well, that's another problem with the movie, right? Because they tied up the lady, and he was like, "They're no stronger than you or I."
Mm-hmm.
Moments later, dude kicks through the door and shatters the pew or whatever.
He said he like broke his hand or something. Getting out of that.
The foot,
No, that
yeah.
was-
His foot.
No, I'm talking about when fucking dude breaks out of the chapel.
That's when he was banging on the hatch, and he's like, "I just lost my hand."
Yeah, he says something happened to his hand.
Yeah, but like I said, it's good fun. It's nothing that's gonna. Like I said, I would watch it again drunk, but like I would never. If I saw it on, I wouldn't own the DVD or anything like that. I wouldn't fucking buy merch for it or.
I have this.
Yeah, like a loser.
This seems like you guys are targeting someone.
Well, no, I mean, but you watch this as a kid. There's like the movie like this. You know, we all have movies like that, right? Like, Bags is all about Home Alone. He watches it like 7 times a year.
So you don't know. Man.
I watched Home Alone 2 the other day.
Yeah, it's on HBO, right?
That's where it was playing. Yep.
See, he's a Kevin McAllister fanboy. Like, he loves him. I don't know what Mav. I don't know what you watch.
Trimmers.
Well, I don't think Matt watches anything. Like, there's nothing.
Watch your mom.
Love and Basketball or whatever. Like,
Love and Basketball.
I don't watch sports.
It's a reality show about the anyway.
Medea, whatever. Like, enter.
Yeah, fucking Medea, dude.
Yeah.
But like, you know, we all have those movies from kids where it's like the Never-Ending Story is like one of those for me. Where if it's on, I can't not watch it. But
yeah. But anyway, I'm trying. There's something else I was gonna bring up a minute ago about it, and I can't fucking remember. But. And then the worst part is, I know I'm going to be editing this later and be like, fuck, that's what I forgot to mention.
I mean, we've been over the whole movie.
We've been over a lot, yeah, so I don't know what it is I was trying to think of to say.
We didn't talk about the acid in the face any, but it's pretty much what it is.
That doesn't matter.
We haven't talked about it, but that, like, if you go and buy, like, the Blu-rays or whatever now, that's, like, front and center is that dude with his eyes fucking all acided up or whatever.
Looked like he ate bad, like, clamshells or something. Seafood. Fucked him up.
Okay.
But, like, his eyes were, like, puffed. His face wasn't melted. It's just his eyes was, like, bulged.
But, like, I like how it had no effect.
Yeah, he didn't give a fuck.
Out of the church or whatever, the steeple or whatever. And then he ran straight to him. And then he started pounding on the door. And it's like... So he had to set up the ladder and all this other stuff, and it was like, "You blind? Like, what are you doing?"
I'm so surprised, being as someone who's recently gone through a traumatic foot injury.
Oh fuck!
I'm surprised at how well that dude got up the ladder into the attic with his broken foot. I was like, "What?"
You mean he didn't lay on the ground making weird moaning noises while
he watched the tape? Video? No, believe it or not, he didn't.
He was only left to be eaten by zombies. So, but like, you know, it's... I'm trying to think. Okay, how did all the people die? The punk dude who had the switchblade was eaten through the window by that lady.
Yeah, head chewed up.
Other punk dude with the chain on his mouth got eaten in the basement by the tar man.
First guy, yeah.
Yeah, first one dead. What's her face lady got killed by a bunch of
old men. She kind of foretold her own death.
Yeah.
The other girl made it.
Everyone else makes it until the nuke. And then
you like that
paramedics
scene of the nuke?
Yeah.
The scene of the nuke.
When it blew up.
I couldn't tell. No, when they were like loading it.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I can't tell if that's like CGI or if like it was like a.
Oh, when it
was
the missile
weird
itself. I think that might have. Yeah, it looked weird. I think that might have been.
It was weird.
I think it was real. I think that was a real artillery cannon.
Maybe. Well, I know
the missile wasn't. Real.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah, that's what. Yeah. That apparently that's a fucking German something that they used to shoot that too.
It's a Mauser or something.
Yeah, it's like a mortar gun or whatever the fuck.
I wonder how long that dude was sitting there. Like they probably went in shifts of like 8 hours or some shit.
What are we going to talk about the logistics of the guy working?
Yeah,
shoot him. Yeah,
but
I would agree with Maverick. Yup.
Nah, they do 14-hour shifts, man. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. No,
they sleep in it. He has a bed right behind them.
Nah, he's
He
that
waits.
guy from the fifth Indiana Jones movie, like the knight who has to guard the Holy Grail. It's just him there alone all the time.
Another thing I'll mention real quick, just because I was going through and saw it. You remember when the fucking arm gets out or whatever and grabs the guy by his ankle, and then they take it off, and then they're like putting it back in the bag, and the one dude like opens it up, and as he drops it back in the bag, he's just going
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
But anyway,
I hope they get that voice effect because they had to use it on the zombies and the lady, right? Because they were like more paramedic.
Yeah, that dude looked crazy too. He looked like a vampire. He was all white.
Yeah, like I don't know. What is the thing about the body farm in India with perfect teeth?
The skeleton farm. Yeah, they got perfect.
Yeah,
teeth.
he said skeleton farm. Like what?
The director was working on fucking Alien or something. He like helped write or not write, but he helped do something on some movie, and they had to get skeletons, and apparently they would all come from India. And in his mind, he was like, they must have a skeleton farm. So then he wrote that into a joke for the script.
So did he direct and write this?
No, the writer was the dude who helped write Night of the Living Dead. I can't remember. He wrote it, and then they asked him. They were like, "You want to direct this?" And he was like, "Sure." This was his first directorial role, I want to say, because he wanted to become a director, and then he went and learned how to write and edit first, and then they offered him this. So I think this was his first directorial role.
And that man's name was
Dan O'Bannon.
Spielberg.
Oh yeah, Steven. He, funny enough, in the commentary, when they're talking about that scene where they wanted the shot of the building in the distance, the guy mumbles under his breath. He goes, "Spielberg would have got a fucking shot of the building." It was real mad that he didn't get that shot. But shout out to Steven Spielberg.
He made one of the greatest. Yeah, the greatest horror movie of all time.
What's that?
Jaws.
Oh shit! Yeah, he did.
I mean, you never see them. Well, you do see it, but it's just like the impending doom, right? But anyway, that's a different discussion for a different day. Talk about Jaws for hours.
Whose fucking pick is it?
It's Bag's pick.
Bags.
All right, hold on. Let's pump the brakes. So Tom gave it a 10. I gave it an 8. Mav's sitting at 5.
Said he might change.
I don't think I am.
Okay, well, that was
Bag's
disappointing.
at a 6. So we got 11, 19, 29 out of 40.
Ooh, racking it up.
Well, that's a comical 29 out of 40, not a serious.
Yeah, but anyway, I was glad to share one of my favorites with you guys. But yeah, I think that's about it for this fucking movie. We talked about it so much.
Well, we all appreciate you sharing this, and we hope in the future you just keep your thoughts to yourself.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Just wait till my next
keep those
pick
gems.
for Bone Tomahawk.
That movie made me so mad. I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, just thinking about it.
That will not be my next pick, but
Bags, you been thinking?
Anyway.
What movie you want to pick?
Yeah, I'm between two,
shit.
Nice.
He always is between.
but I
two.
just don't know.
Yeah.
What are the two?
Right? The Hills Have Eyes.
No.
That I wanted to pick a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
or the Halloween H2O,
Halloween H2O. What is that?
That's
What?
That's
What?
the Halloween
like the
movie.
8th Halloween.
Yeah, it's the good Halloween. It's the one with what's the name in it? Dreamy McDreamerson.
Which one is
Josh Hartnett.
Josh
Yeah,
Hartnett.
Josh.
Another
H2O
Dimension Films classic.
H2O is the one that the first time they like rewrit the timelines, where this is supposed to be like the sequel to the third one or the second one.
It's
The Dimension
H2O is. Sorry, what?
The Dimension films make Demolition Man or RoboCop. One of those films has that Dimension thing at the beginning, and I always thought it was just for that movie, but now I guess it's for all. Anyways,
I'm not sure.
This is what we no Maverick. We only made it through like one Halloween, and then I went home because it was late.
because he threw up on your bed.
I didn't throw up that time. I don't think.
Oh, it has his fuck in it.
Yeah, Josh Hartnett.
This fuck. What was the?
Have you
fuck
seen
game?
it, Mav?
Hideous?
I'm watching the trailer right now.
He hasn't seen none of these, man.
Oh, he just
Yeah.
punched that man in the face.
All right.
3 times.
Now we get to make a reaction video of Maverick seeing a man punched in the face. For the first time
No,
ever.
he just punched fucking. What's his? I'm not like a big fan of Halloween. I don't think I've ever watched.
You're a big fan of that candy, though.
What's the fuckers? What's the dude's
Michael
name? Like, what do
Myers?
you? Michael Myers. There we go.
My God.
Dude, I don't think I've ever watched
This is the
besides that
second time I
one.
wanted to kick someone off the podcast. This is 2.
Well, look, all right. Next week, the 1998 hit classic Halloween. 20 years later, get there while you can.
That'd be so awesome if we ended there, but I don't think we would. Still...
I might. Who knows?
It's a classic horror film. It's one of the main genre. What is it?
The director made the sequel to Friday the 13th, which was like praised more than the first
The
one.
part 2.
As Steve Miner.
Hmm.
Can it be like
It's like a
I just watched the trailer and dude just socked Michael Myers like 4 times in the face.
Yeah.
How are we talking
Can
about the
you
movie
have-
we haven't even watched yet?
Can you have like a horror movie where like you can just punch the main villain?
Hey, you've never seen Jason Goes to New York, have you?
Yeah,
No,
I
I
made him
haven't.
watch
We
it.
watched all of them.
You don't remember the 4-minute scene of that dude just boxing Jason on the rooftop?
Yeah, but Jason didn't give a
Jason
fuck. He was
just-
just like,
Well, I don't think Michael
He shrugged
Myers
it off.
cared.
Yeah, Michael Myers. Spoiler warning. Mike don't mind. That's alright. Okay.
All right, fuck
That's
it.
crazy.
Next week, Halloween H2O.
This
get there while you can.
This kind
the
of
end
sets
of the
up my
day.
plan for our new video series, though.
Yeah.
I kind of want to do old classic versus remaster. So like Pet Cemetery versus Pet Cemetery. Fucking Freddy
Gonna-
versus Freddy. Jason
Yeah.
versus Jason.
Those Pet Cemetery movies, both of those are kind of hard to get through.
I know, that's why I picked, that's, like those, because it's the battle of the bad. But you know what I'm saying?
Are you-
Like, because they got a Leatherface versus Leatherface. You can do it for all of them, I want to say.
You think I'm gonna watch these movies twice, Tyler?
Well, you're watching each one once.
No, the old version and the new version
Yeah.
The same
of each,
movie
of each
twice?
movie.
Yeah.
None of them are the
It's
same.
not
though.
the same. It's different.
Well, no,
It's
that
fucking
one,
different.
the one you suggested is probably pretty the same, similar.
Which one? Hills Have Eyes?
No, the one we watched already. That was a remake that had Vincent Price in it.
Oh,
House
House
on
on
Haunted
Haunted
Hill.
Hill.
Oh,
That's like almost a scene for scene. The same with the other movie you suggested with the guys with the white polos.
Funny Games
Oh,
is
the
a
funny
exact
guy.
shot for shot. Yeah.
Yeah, they're different, Mav. It's just you're looking at 2 different opinions. So I don't know. Like I said, just a suggestion. I think it'd be neat. I mean, we're not watching the first Halloween, but it brought it up to my mind.
No, we'll get around to them, but yeah, we'll watch H2O. All right, well, I think that's about it. Time to head to that clock out. Fucking hey, subscribe, like, fucking notification bell, all that good stuff.
Check us out on Spotify.
Spotify, Google Podcasts, all that, those gems. We're on
Alright.
everything basically. I think.
Really?
When I went and looked.
Are we on Amazon Music?
I don't.
Cool.
I don't know. Well, Alexa is Amazon, and I can listen to us through her. So I don't know.
Yeah,
if
but
that-
she'll pull it up on YouTube.
she pulls it up on like Google Podcasts, I think.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't. To be fair, I've never listened to a podcast on
Yeah.
it, so
So
I don't know if they have.
anyway, but yes, I don't know. But yeah. So next week, Halloween H2O, and
Stay hydrated.
stay hydrated. That's good H2O.
Yeah, that's high quality H2O.